Welcome to Outlook Essentials Online using Microsoft Outlook 2010. You've probably been using email on a daily basis since you started school at the end of August. However, most likely you've been using webmail. To use webmail, you go to mitchelltech.edu or .com and you click on the little envelope and you put in your username and password and there you have it. Webmail is great for when you are not on your own computer. However, with this class, I need to warn you, and I will say it over and over again. You are not to use webmail for the assignments for this class. You are to use Microsoft Outlook. You reach Microsoft Outlook by going to your Start, All Programs, finding your Microsoft Office folder, and clicking on Microsoft Outlook 2010. Once it opens, and you might have to put in your username or password, mine's set to remember, you can see I have it open. It opens right to my inbox. Chapter 1 in Outlook covers the basics and kind of goes over just a quick run through of the whole program and all of the different aspects in it. However, it just barely touches on it. As we go through each chapter, we'll have a set chapter, for instance, a whole chapter on contacts and a whole chapter on calendar, a whole chapter on the inbox. So this is just a quick fly through of the whole textbook in chapter 1. Right now, as you can see, I'm in my inbox. You know, you can view your inbox many different ways. I right here have my reading pane set over on the right. I could change it to the bottom. Some people like it off and don't like the reading pane at all. Right here, what you see is my history. And again, I could collapse that so you don't see that. You can have your navigation pane set up to normal, which I like. I like to see my folders, see them in my inbox. I create folders for all my emails. However, don't look right now. I have way too many emails. I need to do some organization, and I'll get there. You're going to turn this back to the right. You're going to also, just like with your Word and your Excel class, you're going to work with your tabs. When I click on the Home tab, this here is my ribbon. My ribbon is broken into groups. This here's my new group. This here's my delete group, my respond group, my quick step. Once in a while, your groups have an expand button in the bottom right corner where you can get more options. Okay, so we have tabs, ribbons, and groups, just like in Word and Excel. We can also, if you see your name at the very, very top where it says inbox here on the left in my navigation pane, if I click on my name or my email address, I can see right here, this is just called Outlook Today, and it's got just a basic run through of my calendar, of my tasks, of my messages. I don't go to it very often, but I know people who have it set up to view Outlook Today versus their inbox when they go to Outlook. Again, it's personal preference, and we'll get to those type of settings as we get a little bit more comfortable with the program. Also, we have a calendar, which we'll spend a lot of time on the calendar. I love the calendar. I think it's helpful. I try to put lots of things on my calendar because I love getting the reminders. I also set things on my calendar like anniversaries and birthdays that just carry over every single year. And we'll practice with that once we get to calendar also. And of course, contacts. I love to have all my contacts in here. I try to put addresses too, so I have them right at I've got a smartphone, so I have all of the syncs to my phone, and I have my contacts all right on my phone and on my computer in my inbox. And tasks are just a virtual checklist. I'm sure we all have done a to-do list if we don't do them on a daily basis, and that's all tasks is. And again, we'll work with that as we get to that part of the unit. Now, really quick, in chapter 1, again, it's just a fly through. At the end of the chapters, there are multiple choice true false questions. Sometimes I assign them, sometimes I don't, so make sure you're reading the instructions inside of my MTI. I also typically give you a quiz, and it's done through my MTI, and it's just kind of multiple choice to make sure you're reading. Yes, you can use your book and look up those questions. I want you to utilize your resources. The only resources I don't allow is for you to be using your classmates or your instructor. You need to do it by yourself. There's also going to be hands-on tests. I'll give you a Word document with different tasks you have to do. all within email. Sometimes, maybe it's doing your tasks or your calendar, and maybe I have you send me a screenshot. So just kind of read those, and if you have questions, make sure you're asking. Now, we don't have a ton of time to finish up this unit. It is only a 2-credit class, which is why we started kind of the week after midterms. Chapter 1's by itself. 2 and 3 I'm pairing up, so you'll have them in 1 week. And 3 and 4 will also be paired up. After that, we'll go back to 1 chapter a week. So it might be hard for those, or a lot of work those weeks where we have 2 chapters due. But I think you'll be fine and be able to get it all done. Assignments for this class are always due Wednesdays at 11:55. Once in a while, the hands-on quizzes, I extend it and have those due on Sunday. So again, be logging into MyMTI and going to Outlook. Let me get there. I'll show you quick. I'll view it as a student, and you'll see what I have out there so far, which I encourage you to look at. And if you want, work ahead. You need to get your textbook if you don't have it already, and make sure you're set up with Virtual Outlook. I did it for most of you, but if you haven't gotten back to, we need to get that set up so you're actually using Outlook and not webmail. So I've got Unit 1, 2, and 3 open. Unit 1 is due actually on Halloween. It's not very tough. There's not a ton to do in it. Unit 2 and 3, there's a little bit more work. That again is due on Wednesday, November 7th. So make sure you're watching the due dates and getting all that done. This hands-on quiz is due on the 11th. As I said, hands-on I usually give you till that Sunday. If you have any questions, please call, text, or email, or Skype. Always happy to help. Have a good day.